What's going on, guys? It's me, Fan 2016 here, and today we have the GeminiJets May 2024 release this week, guys. I'm excited to see what GeminiJets has for the table for May 2024, and overall, I'm excited to see what they had to offer for this month. So, last month was very cool. We got the Max 9, and then we also got a KLM Orange Pride 777 right there, and the same in people in 1-200. So, not gonna waste further time. I do have a flight lesson today, so I will have to make this quick. So, they released one model from the future release set, and probably this one too. These are the Qatar Qantas A220 300, and then the Delta 764 in the breast cancer awareness livery, the livery before that. So yeah, other than that, we got a couple of things that I think one will be released in 1-200 this month. So really eager to see on how that's gonna turn out. So with that being said, let's go to the May releases. So we have the April releases right there. Everything is all buy it now, so that's great. Also buy it now for the Gemini Max. And then as for the 1-200 department, I guess everything is still buy it now. Here's a look at that United Max 9. I do want to make this quick on this part. So yeah, Max 9 looking good. I think the Emirates Air Cargo is also looking good as well. So here's the Emirates Air Cargo and the 80. And finally, we had the Delta 757. So these are my two picks, basically. Oh, also forgot to mention the Horizon Air Retro. So here it is right there. I think GeminiJets also did a great job on that. So, well, before I begin, I don't think I want to purchase anything within this month for May 2024 because of Airliners International 2024. That's going to be happening. Maybe it might be coming out, those May releases, but I'm not really quite sure. But highly likely, since it's announced in May, I'm not sure if they're going to release all the models that are going to be from the May releases at Airliners 2024, but we'll just have to wait and see. But here we are in the GeminiJets May 2024 1-400 batch, like the May 2024 releases in 1-400 scale. So I'm excited to see those. So with that being said, I'm not gonna waste further time. Once again, I do want to try to make this a little bit quicker. Once again, I'm trying to make a strategy on making these releases a lot faster. So sometimes it gets over the point, over the time I'm supposed to do this, but once again, I do have a flight lesson that I'm going to be doing today, so I have to make this quick. So with that being said, let's get started with our first aircraft. And unfortunately, I did see one aircraft. It was an Air France 777. Might be, I don't know if that's gonna be there was an Air France 777 that was in that release set. I'm not sure if it's gonna be out in 1-400 scale. I did not see the scale on what aircraft that's gonna be on. I just see an Air France 777. That's it. Not really sure what that is. So with that being said, we'll just have to find out. So let's get started with our first one. And yeah, it's a 1-400 scale. So this is our Boeing 777-300ER coming in 1-400 scale. So highly likely it'll be in the JC Wings mold. So here is the Air France 333. Might see if I can try to get this. Of course, I do have the 222 in my collection, but I do want to try to get the 333 at some point. Not really close to the exact registration. Wait, I think Gemini did this around January. I know they did a 1-200 counterpart this year, early Q1 2024. So yeah, there's the Air France 333. And that aircraft is registered Foxtrot Golf Zulu November Hotel, and the price is $67.95. Of course, last month was a price increase for, of course, GeminiJets, which can't really complain too much, but that's the new price for a Boeing 777-300ER. And, actually, we're not going to have... Okay, are we supposed to... Okay, that's different. Well, we have a Air India Airbus A350-900 at least, their first A3... Or was it? Hang on, do they... Juliet Romeo Hotel. So here is Air India's A350. I think this was part of a future release, yeah. So here's their A350-900. Of course, NG has beaten GeminiJets, and probably Phoenix already did this already. So yeah, nice to see GeminiJets coming in with their A350 for Air India in the market. So that aircraft is registered Victor Tango Juliet Romeo Hotel. And I'm assuming is it Juliet Romeo Alpha? Okay, I think it was Juliet Romeo Hotel is their first A350. Can't really recall. But the price is $68.95. Now, as for that Air France 777, I don't think we might have the JC Wings mold because I don't see a flaps down counterpart for that aircraft. So, highly likely this will be in the old GeminiJets mold, which I'm not really gonna get complain too much, but it is what it is. So next up, let's scroll down. So we have a flaps down counterpart for this one. Okay, so we're gonna have a Jace Wings mold for the Air India 1850, which should be very cool. It's $2, wait, $3. Yeah, $4 price increase. So $4 price increase bumps it up to $72.95. So those are Air India. Those are the Air India 1850s. So love to see that. Next up, ooh, nice. So here we go. So now we're getting the 1-for-100 counterpart for the Alaska Airlines Embraer E175 in the Washington State, University. Okay, that's different. Washington State University Washington Cougars livery. So really cool to see this. So they did the Washington Huskies livery in 1-for-100 scale last month, so now they're doing it in 1-for-100 for the Cougars, and they also did release this in 1-to-100 scale as well. So really cool to see right there. And overall, I think this should be a nice addition to the Alaska E175 University's liveries lineup. And I did get to see this aircraft the first time I saw this aircraft was in Seattle Tacoma. So she was departing on an overcast afternoon in SeaTac. So here's that picture right now. I got a very fantastic shot of that aircraft, and overall, really fortunate to see this livery along with the University of Washington Dogs livery on the E175. And I get to see this aircraft multiple times at Sacramento, so really nice to see right there. So that's a model I'll be adding to that list. Registration of that aircraft is November 661 Quebec X-ray, and the price is $52.95. So that's your new price for the Embraer E175, which it is a lot of money, but it is what it is. Alright, next up. Copa Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. So we're getting a Copa MAX 9 now. So yeah, I think they flew this to SFO at one point. I'm not sure if they still that, or maybe that's like a summer seasonal thing. But really cool to see Copa. I think I did see Copa, but I don't think it was on a MAX 9. Ooh, can't really call, because I can recall seeing Copa Airlines in Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles back in 2022. I think I may have saw one of their planes there. So there it is, your knockoff United Airlines livery. That's how I can really say. That's how I can really call this livery. So that aircraft is registered Hotel Papa 90907 Charlie Mike Papa, and the price, of course, it's $56.95 now. That's your new price for a mainline aircraft like an A320 and a 737. Alright, so now we move on. Next up, wow, okay, nice. Delta Airlines Boeing 767 400ER in the Sky Team livery. Wow, that is amazing right there. So GeminiJets getting back on their Boeing 767 mold. Now we're getting the Sky Team 767 for Delta Airlines. Really cool stuff right there. Really fortunate for GeminiJets to continue to line up for their Boeing 767s. Panda Malls just released their 767 400 mold, and honestly, I think that the Panda mold actually is much better than the Gemini version, but I'll still get this. But other than that, really nice to see GeminiJets. But don't get me wrong, I think GeminiJets is like their 767 400 mold is also nice as well. So that aircraft is registered November 844 Mike Hotel, and I did get to see this exact aircraft, this SkyTeam Delta 767 400 at Seattle Tacoma International Airport. I think that was back in either May or June 2022, because I remember I got to see a photo. I have like a photo on one of my old SD cards of a Delta 767 400 in the SkyTeam livery. So highly I'll be getting this one too, because I did see this aircraft, and overall, it's not every day I see a Delta 767 400. These are kind of like rare birds around the skies in the US. There isn't much like operations, just mainly Delta United and some other airline, this government aircraft. But it's mainly United and Delta that operates many of these 76400s. So yeah, that's it. That's that. That aircraft, well, the price, I already said the registration, but the price is $62.95. So yeah, there's that. Next up, we should have... Wow. Okay, so... This should be a cool retro model, I'll say. Ooh, wow. Saab 340A for Eastern Express. So, look at this aircraft right there. It should be a nice retro model for all the retro guys right there. And overall, the Saab 340 is a very nice looking aircraft. I love the livery, the Eastern livery on this plane. You got like the cheat lines of the blue and the like the sky blue and a blue, just a regular blue, and then you got the turboprops right there and the Eastern Airlines logo right there. So should be a nice model for the retro collectors right there. And then you also got your de-icing boots on the tail on the wings. That aircraft was registered November 407, Bravo Hotel. So that's your Saab 340. The price is $49.95. Another new, like that's your new price for a regional jet, which is once again a lot of money, nearing $50. Well, $52 for the E175, but this is different since it's like a small plane. It's $49.95. All right, so now we move on. Wow, this should be very interesting. What is that? Guardia Nacional Boeing 727-200. Oh, this is like a. Oh, wait a minute. I see now. No, this is like. I think this is the old presidential 727 that the Mexican president would use. Because I know this is like a government aircraft for the Mexican president, the Mexican government in this case. So I think this was the aircraft they used before they transferred to the Boeing 787 until after they retired that. So I don't know what they do government, like the presidential transport plane is going to be. But here's the Guardia Nacional Boeing 727-200 for the Mexican president or Mexican Air Force, but highly likely this is used for the Mexican president. So yeah, there's that registration of that aircraft. There's actually two registrations, so I'm not sure, but this is the registration. That aircraft is registered X-Ray Charlie November Papa Foxtrot, but then you also got Golf November 402. I'm assuming this could be like the aircraft ship number. The price is $56.95 for this aircraft right here. Alright, so that's the very cool looking 727 right there. Next up, we just have, wow, ITA Airbus A330-900 Neo. So, I'm not sure if Aviation 400 did this. I know, maybe Aviation 400 did that, but I don't really recall seeing an ITA A330 Neo in 1/400 scale being done. Maybe Phoenix did it, I'm not really quite sure, but really cool to see another model plane manufacturer do an ITA A330 Neo. So overall, it should be a nice model for all these Italian people and all like the other guys who want ITA for their model airports. Like if they ever fly to, like, what is that? Like if ever ITA flies to their airports. So yeah, there's the ITA A330 Neo. I would like to get this, but I'm eager to see if, because like NG also did released their first models for the A330-900 Neo model or mold. So I'm eager to see how this one's gonna turn out, or yeah, maybe I will have to decide for this one. I'm not really saying I'm gonna like take this right away, but you can see what I'm gonna do with it. So that aircraft is registered Echo India Hotel. Excuse me. Okay, you gotta like. Anyway, so this aircraft is registered Echo India Hotel Juliet November. So that's your ITA. The price, of course, is kind of like, oh wait, there's a difference. $64.95 for that model. Alright, so that's the ITA plane. Next up, we should have, wow, nice, Lufthansa Boeing 747-400. Now, this has got to be in the current delivery. Yes. I think it has been a while since GeminiJets has released a passenger Boeing 747-400. So, wow, really nice stuff right there. It's a very nice plane. The 747-400. Glad that Lufthansa is keeping their 747-400s. I hope I could try to see them before they get retired. Once again, Lufthansa really likes to hold these 747s for a bit longer, but maybe the Lufthansa 747-400 might have shorter lifespans than like their time is kind of like running out for the 400, but the Dash H will continue. But really nice to see some 747 400s being done in 1/400 scale, and I'm really glad GeminiJets has released this. It's gonna be a nice model for all these 747 fans right there. So that aircraft is registered Delta Alpha Bravo Victor Yankee, and the price is $71.95 for this 747-400. Alright, next up we have an S7 Airlines Airbus A320 Neo. Of course, this is like an airline in Russia, so yeah. It has the Russian registration. There used to be like a previous registration from Bermuda, but then with all like these, what's going on in Russia right now in the aviation industry, they decided to like we registered their planes to the Romeo Alpha registration, which is basically the Russian registration. So that aircraft is registered Romeo Alpha 73428. So should be a nice model for the Russian collectors, and if you like collecting Russian models, then this should be a nice aircraft for you. The price, of course, is the same as for your average mainline airplane. Yeah. Next up. Okay, so that's it for the May 2024 releases. So, really nice set. We're kind of lacking a little bit on like the Asian market. Well, we got like we already got Air India already, so we're kind of lacking on the Oceania market and the South America stuff right there. But other than that, really nice set. And other than that, we got some nice models right here. The Air France Triple Series is a nice addition. The Delta 764 Sky Team, that is a unit right there, as well as the Cougs livery. So, really cool stuff right there. I'll be picking those two up in 1/400 scale, of course, and they're going to be nice models to add to my collection. So, we don't have any Gemini Max release, but we do have our 1/200 GeminiJets releases for May 2024. So, with that being said, let's get into these release batches. So, we're going to start off with, okay, so we're going vice versa. So, last month it's kind of like the switcheroo. So Gemini released the 1/400 University of Washington, well, the Go Dogs in 1/200. Well, here, let me rephrase it. So in April 2024, Gemini released the Dogs livery in 1/400, and they also released the Cougs livery in 1/200. This month it's vice versa. So now we have the Cougs in 1/400, and then we also have the Dogs in 1/200 scale. So really nice, kind of like really nice like sequence of events right here for GeminiJets to do. So other than that, it's kind of like similar to like the 1/200 counterpart, but it should also be a very nice model for your collection. And yeah, I would like highly recommend getting this model in the Alaska company store, because they have some amazing prices. So yeah, go for like the Dogs livery. Which one? Like, which one do you prefer, dogs or cougars? So let me know. But other than that, should be very nice models in 1/200 scale. So that aircraft was registered November 662, Quebec X-Ray. Alright, so that's our E175 Go Dogs. Next up we should have, oh man, wow, holy crap. Oh man. Oh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been wanting to have for a long time. Man, this is so exciting right here. We have the Gemini 200 American Airlines Airbus A321 in the PSA Retro livery. Oh man, this is exciting right here. Oh man. So, if you guys have been watching my videos, if you guys haven't been watching my videos, especially for those Airliners International flight reports, I flew this exact aircraft before it was painted into the American Airlines PSA Retro livery. It was in the American Airlines Standard livery. That was the trip after Airliners International 2023 in Dallas, Texas. It was from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Sacramento International Airport, and I flew this exact registration, November 582 Uniform Whiskey, back to Sacramento. Wow, this is very, very special for me, because like this exact livery, I flew this plane before it was in the standard livery, so highly likely I'll be getting this model as a memory. Man, this is just super exciting. So, oh man, it's awesome to think about. I flew this plane, Gemini released it in 1/200. I will be getting this model for my collection. That is S tier right there. Really fortunate. Thank you so much, GeminiJets. Trying to recall on what seat I was on while I was going back, but I know I was like close to the wing right there, so kind of like close to the emergency exit. I think it was C23F. I think it was C23F. Is like C23F is the flight I was on this exact aircraft. So, other than that, great job, GeminiJets. And if they have this in stock at airliners, then hopefully I can get it at day 3. Therefore, it'll be a nice addition to have in my collection. And yeah, In-Flight 200 already did this, so yeah. But I'll try to get the Gemini version, because yes, I mean they do have like a special like badge, like a collecting item for that one in In-Flight 200's case. but I'll still get the Gemini 200 because yes. So once again, very special registration. That aircraft is registered November 582 Uniform Whiskey. This was the exact registration I flew on from Dallas Fort Worth to Sacramento International Airport on June 24th, 2024. Not 2024. Oh yeah, June 24th, 2023. That was the day of that flight. So really excited for this model right here, and I'm looking forward to getting her, hopefully if she's available, at Airliners International 2024 in Kansas City. Alright, so now we move on. And we do have Piedmont right now. So we do have Piedmont. So really nice to see right there. So here's Piedmont. So yeah, they did release this already. They released this probably somewhere in quarter 1 of 2024. But other than that, I think the 1-200 counterpart should also look very nice right there. And yeah, this aircraft is the sister ship of PSA, November 581 Uniform Whiskey. And yeah, there's your prices right there. E175, I kind of forgot to mention, $101, and the A321s, $110. Alright, so now we move on downwards. Next up, we should have a British Airways Boeing 777-300ER. So a nice 1-200 model for all the European guys right there. So here she is, looking absolutely very gorgeous, excuse me. And yeah, looking for, well, not really gonna get this because I have not flown this plane, but other than that, it should be a nice model for all the BA collectors. That aircraft is registered Gulf Sierra Tango Bravo Hotel, and the price is $166.95. Alright, next up. And we do have the flaps extended version of this aircraft right there. So coming in at a $10 price increase. So yeah, just the main difference that this aircraft is now flaps down. So yeah. Alright, next up we should have Jet2 Holidays on the Airbus A321. And here she is right there. Should be a nice, like another nice model for all the British collectors right there. And under that, Jet2 Holidays, kind of like a knockoff of a Legion Air because of the tail logo. But other than that, it should be another nice model for all the people in Europe. So yeah. So that aircraft is registered Gulf Sierra Uniform November Bravo. And yeah, there's your price right there. Same goes for the A321ceos for American. Alright, next up, we have the Mexicana Boeing 737-800 coming in hot. And of course, this is like the new the Mexicana plane, the Mexicana airline. And yeah, just like they did release this last month. So yeah, here it is right there. X-Ray Alpha Sierra Mike is the registration of that aircraft right there. And yeah, there's your price. Same goes for the A321s. And next up, we should have the flaps down version of this aircraft. So coming in at a $4 price increase for this model right here in 1-200 scale. And yeah, just like the difference, it's a flaps down. Alright, so now we move on. And yeah, I'm kind of like going through this quickly because once again, I gotta like prepare for my flight lesson. So yeah, that's that. So now we move on. Next up, we should have Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in Nevada 1 is coming in 1-200 scale. So there she is right there. Still trying to decide if I want to try to go for the Gemini version of Nevada 1 in 1-400 scale, but yet again, their 737 mold is quite questionable, but yet it's still good at the same time, but I'll just have to see. But other than that, it should be another nice model for all the 1-200 collectors who collect Southwest. So that aircraft is registered November 8646 Bravo. And yeah, there's a price right there. Next up, we should have, and we do have the flaps down counterpart for Nevada 1, so that's your difference right there. $4 price increase on that model right there. And next up, we should have, and there it is, Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the E1 coming in 1-200 scale. So GeminiJets was kind of like late on this. NG already did it first, so they'll highly get that release first before GeminiJets do, depending if that model gets delayed. But if you want to get the GeminiJets version, then be my guest. But if you also like to collect the NG, you can also be my guest as well. But you can either choose. You can get the NG, you can get the Gemini, or you can get both. But for me, highly likely I'll get the NG because their Max 8 1-200 mold looks absolutely fantastic. So don't get me wrong, I think GeminiJets also has a nice 737 Max 8 mold, but the NG version is just going to be superior. And NG also did a nice job on Emula 1 in 1-400 scale, so I would highly expect NG to do a banger job of Emula 1 in 1-200 scale. So that aircraft was registered November 8710 Mike. And will we ever get a flaps down? Actually, no, but we do have a very cool 1-200 model, and that is the TWA McDonnell Douglas MD-82 And I think this is the final livery. Yep, this is the final livery. Wow, very nice stuff right there. They did release this back in November 2023 in 1/400 scale. And I do have that model in my collection, but if you're a fan of TWA and the MD-80, then this should be another nice model for you collectors right there. So here is the TWA MD-80 looking very nice. And that aircraft, of course, is registered November 960 Tango Whiskey. Same registration as they did in 1/400 scale. And yeah, the price is $112.95. Alright, so now we move on. And we do have... Ooh, wow. This should be a very cool model for the retro, guys. We do have the Western Boeing 727-200. I think this was also a future release as well. So here she is, the Western 727. Looks very nice. I do love the cheat line of the red, and then you got the W. But other than that, a nice livery right there for Western Airlines back then. And yeah, they were a very cool airline, I'll say, back in like maybe the 50s or 60s or so, or maybe later into the 70s or 80s. So that aircraft is registered November 2805 Whiskey, and the price is kind of like the same thing as the 800 in flaps down. And that is it for the GeminiJets May 2024 releases. So overall, this is a very nice set for May 2024. And under that, really nice models to think of getting. So most likely I'll be getting the Alaska E-175, Horizon Air Go Cougars livery. And then I'll also be getting the SkyTeam livery as well for Delta Airlines right there. And I know I haven't been purchasing models in 1/200 scale, but highly I'll be getting the PSA Retro. Very special airplane right here. Super fortunate to fly in this aircraft, and overall, it's a very nice livery for American Airlines, and I'm just super excited to get that model. Hopefully, if it's available in airliners at day 3, because that's when discount date happens. But other than that, very nice release day we got. I kind of like made a mistake. I made a typo, but yes, we do have a South American collector right there, so that'll bump up the score up. So other than that, the 1/400 counterpart, like the 1/400 lineup looks absolutely great. We just don't have Africa and the Oceanic region. And as for our 1/200s, heavy on all the American stuff right there, the North America stuff. So you got Alaska, American, Southwest, 3 rows of Southwest, which it's really cool. And then you got some nice retros in 1/200 as well. And then you got one retro, the Eastern Express B40 right there. But other than that, it's another nice release set, and I think GeminiJets also did a great job on this release set. And if I were to get like a rating for this release set, I would say it's about like I think it's about somewhere between 82 and 82%. We're just missing on I already mentioned South America, but we're just missing Africa and Australia. And it's still a good release set. But other than that, great job GeminiJets on this release set. Once again, I'll be getting the Alaska E-175, the Delta 767-400 for Delta, and the 1/200 PSA Retro Jets. So excited to get those models, and let me know what you're going to be getting for this release set in the comments section below. So that is it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.